I'd rather have no friends than fake friends. I would rather be by myself than with somebody who's pretending to like me. I like me enough that if you don't, I'm still liked. I don't know who I'm talking to, but I am praying the spirit of deception leaves your house, your family, and your circle. Somebody shout, no more deception. You ain't ever gonna be so good that everybody's good to you. What did I deserve? This all I do is good to people. Well, there's some people who wake up to do bad. I give. Well, some people take. I gave them the truth. All they could have done. See, your problem is you expect everybody to do what you would do. You're always going to be disappointed when you get something from somebody and you're mad because they didn't give you what you would have gave them. You got to learn to accept what people have.
6 signs of a fake friend. 1, they use you. They only reach out when they need something from you, such as a favor, money, or help with something. 2, they betray your trust. They engage in gossip about you or betray your confidence by sharing personal information or secrets with others. 3, they aren't there for you during tough times. They're there for the fun and good moments, but absent when you need emotional support. 4, they're jealous. They try to one-up you or undermine your successes rather than celebrating them. 5, they're overly critical and quick to judge. Fake friends may be quick to criticize or judge your choices, behavior, or decisions. 6, they're two-faced or insincere. They behave one way when you're alone with them and act completely differently in the presence of others. If you've had a fake friend, then drop us a
Hello and welcome back to LUKE-N-SHAE'S place. So glad you could stop by. And if you haven't noticed already, we are talking about them fake friends. What about them fake friends? But before I begin this banger video that I have planned for you guys, go ahead and click that like button. Put me in the algorithm so that other viewers can find this platform. Also share if you like the content that you're viewing, go ahead and share it. That helps grow the platform. And also subscribe. That is so important. Subscribe. That really grows my platform here at LUKE-N-SHAE'S place. And click that notification bell so that you get notified when we are posting. So, them fake friends. And a lot of us have had them, and some of us still have them. And I believe this is the season to cut off that rotten fruit, right? Just cut off that rotten fruit. Those fake friends, those people in our life that are not doing anything but draining us, draining your spirit. You ever have the people where you can talk to them and you're fine, you're all smiles, everything's all good, but in conversation with them, you just feel mentally drained. You feel like just like an army of just people, just somebody just treaded all over you. You just feel defeated. You feel beat up. You feel like, you know what just happened? Why do I feel so drained? It's because that person is, sometimes that person is trying to purposely drain your spirit. You have people out here with that narcissist mindset. They are narcissists. And when you are onto them and they see that you are starting to realize exactly who they are, then they have to retaliate. They got to try things to bring you down. They have to go kick your back in. They have to gossip about you. They have to do things to try to manipulate, right? You have the people that they stay in and around you, not to cheer you on, not to bring up your spirits, not to be uplifting and add value to your life. But you have people who actually purposely stay around you because they want to see the times when you go through struggles. Because at those times they are clapping, y'all. They are not sitting there being sincere. In your face, they smile, but behind your back, they sneer and they laugh. And they're just like, yes, they get excited when you are going through something. And when you are actually reaching out to them and you're opening up to them and you're telling them things that are so near and dear to you, you know, those things that you don't tell everybody, you know, that you consider them like the special friend, the best friend. You're calling them and you're telling them your business, but what you're doing, you're giving them ammunition to then use that against you. Because when you start to realize who those people are, they then will throw all those things that you told them, they'll throw them in your face, and they'll use it as tactics to then try to mentally add stress and confusion. You're like, wow, you know, I trusted this person. That was somebody that I can call on. But when you see that you're calling on that person, there's no empathy. There's always finger pointing. There's always just turmoil. It seems like that person is not doing anything but bringing drama, okay? And the conversations seem to be one-sided. They pretty much want you to be empathetic about their life and situations. But when it comes to things that you are going through, and I'm not saying it has to be really bad things, but sometimes it's little tiny things, and you just need to have them as an ear. But when they make it about themselves all the time, or when they turn the topics to something else, you know, you can get on the phone and start talking about A, and then all of a sudden you're already in D conversation, and you're like, how did we get here? Because they don't care. They don't care that you called them about A, because, I mean, you're not important to them. You're only important as far as they can manipulate you, as far as they can bring you down. And don't you dare have any growth in your life. Don't you dare start having positive things happen to you. Because when you start to have positive things happen to you in your life, and you start to either, you know, you go on your spiritual journey and you're getting closer to the Most High, and they see that, you know, your life is turned around. No longer are you the person that they knew back then, right? How dare you change? How dare you better yourself? Because now I see that you're bettering yourself. I then have to remind you of who you used to be, right? I have to keep telling you, you're this person, or remember when this happened, or remember when you did this, because they don't want to see the change. They want to still have you in that mindset of, hey, I'm this way. They want you to always be that way, because that's when you were calling them. That's when it seemed like you needed them, right? So how dare you change? How dare your mindset change and your outlook on life change, because they feel like, okay, I can't manipulate this person. This person is starting to walk into some truths. Their eyes are starting to be open, and they cringe at that. They hate that. You'll see them start to distance themselves. You'll call and they won't answer, because they know, like, you know, this person is onto me. They're onto my tactics. Their eyes are starting to be open. They're not as naive as they used to be. But I don't want to keep going, because you clearly see that I could keep going, because I have been through some situations, and I've dealt with people that were just plain fake friends. I've had them, and I just want you to come along with me, and let's check out some of the videos that I have on here. I want to check out some videos and see what other people are saying about fake friends, fake people in their life. What are they doing with those fake friends? Are they cutting them off, or are they still friends with them? But I want to see more, and I think this is the season where your mental health is important. It's time to let those people who are draining you, those people who have no intentions of bringing any goodness and any value adding any value into your life, it's time to just walk away. Sometimes you just have to get rid of them, have your peace, and I bet you it's going to make you start to feel better. Those pains that you have that you can't explain, sometimes it could be the people that you are in and around that is causing stress and your body can feel it. But let's take a look. Don't just take it from me. Let's look at what other people are saying. Let's go.
Do yourself a favor and ask God to show you who your tribe is. Because when I tell you I was friends with the women who did not like me, and before you ask were there red flags, absolutely. So many red flags I could have been on color guard. Here's the thing, me and the chick, we were cool. We could kiki all day. One thing we had was chemistry. And I'm no dummy. She pretended to be my friend in my face, but behind my back, it was a different story. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little sad because I stood 10 toes down for this girl. But one thing I had to learn, I think a lot of us get this mixed up, is having chemistry with somebody does not make that person your friend. You got a lot of people who are smiling in your face who do not like you, but they like what you do for them. They like how you make them feel, and they like how you show up for them. When I tell you this woman meant me no good, baby, she meant me no good. But the good news is you will find your tribe. But do not be surprised if that tribe are people you feel like you have nothing in common with. These people may be different from the regular people that you deal with, but they are good for your soul. They are good for you.
One of the craziest, scariest things in this world to me is how fast somebody can switch up on you. That will forever be the craziest thing to me. Somebody will switch up on you so fast. I'm talking about in the matter of days. Actually, minutes, seconds. And when I say they will start treating you so different, the switch up is crazy. I'm talking about their attitude towards you changes. The way they communicate with you, the way they treat you, everything changes. Their body language. You can literally feel that energy when it shifts. As soon as a person don't need you anymore, as soon as they don't want you around no more, as soon as they done with you, they instantly start treating you different. They ain't told you nothing. You just got to read the energy. You just got to pick up on it. Like literally just 5 days ago when you still needed me, when I still meant something to you, you were so nice to me. How did you just change that fast? You respected me. You cared about me. The way you treated me is a total 360. I tell you, it's the biggest shift in the air. You can just feel it. Tone of voice, their body language, everything changes. Insane. And honestly, unfortunately, is usually one of the first ways you can tell like something ain't right.
Fake friends celebrate you in public but criticize you in private. Fake friends show up when they need something, not when you do. Fake friends are quick to judge, but slow to check in. Fake friends say they care, but make you prove it. Fake friends pretend to support, but secretly compare. Fake friends use your vulnerability against you. Fake friends stick around when you're struggling because it makes them feel bigger. Fake friends make you feel like you're too much and not enough all at the same time. Fake friends only check in when they're bored, lonely, or need attention. Remember, let go of your fake friends and don't ever be one.
Ladies, here are some signs that the females that you call your friends are in fact jealous, covert narcissists, okay? And you better get rid of them once I put you onto the game. These types of women are very dangerous because they can latch on to you and they can string their friendship along for many, many years and you not even catch on to their covert, toxic, their manipulation and the things that they're doing right up underneath your nose. They will do this for years. Your fake ass friend is a narcissist, and I'll tell you how. She has a whole set of separate friends, and she keeps you separated from these friends because these sets of friends are just as trifling and toxic as she is. And it's like oil and vinegar. It doesn't mix. You'll never mix in with her other friends. I can guarantee you when your back is turned, she is gossiping and telling all your business to this other set of friends that she keeps you separated from. This is where she belongs because these trifling bitches fit the same personality type as she. Okay, you would never hang with these chicks. Okay, they're not on your level. They have no morals. They're narcissistic themselves, but she has to stay friends with them because she can relate to them more than she can relate to you. The only reason she's hanging with you is because you make her look good, okay? You dress better, you look better, you carry yourself better, you have morals, you have high standards, and she knows when she gets around you, she thinks everybody will look at her as the same, birds of a feather. And she knows deep down inside of her heart, she has no business with you because she's a piece of shit friend when your back is turned. And she will triangulate you against her friends. And what I mean by this is she will have her other toxic friends thinking you dislike them. Okay. And meanwhile, she'll gossip about them to you. That's to create competition so that y'all will dislike each other and fight over her trifling ass. And not to mention, if you introduce her to any of your quality friends, your, business associates, anybody, she will go behind your back and befriend them and try to divide them and cause discord. She will actually try to steal your friends that you introduce them to her, but she's still going to try to steal them from up underneath your nose. And let me tell you something. If your friend has more money and more material things than you, she'll still be envious because you have a beautiful spirit, something she lacks. Get rid of these toxic types of females. She is not your friend.
The most dangerous person walking this earth is a fake, disloyal, envious, jealous person who calls themselves your friend.
Someone asked me on here, why do I talk about jealousy? Why do I make, videos on jealousy and stuff like that? Not only do I go through it, I've been through it, and I still go through it. I feel like that's something we could all chime in on and talk about because also, too, it's relatable. But I talk about it because when it comes to people around you, you have to be mindful of who you hang around, y'all. And I feel like sometimes people can be a little too nice, meaning if you have that friend, a lot of y'all have friends who's supposed to been cut off a long time ago, baby. A long time ago. And these people or that person is still around you. Yes, when people talk about jealousy, yes, jealousy is definitely a natural thing. It is natural. But no one talks about when jealousy starts becoming demonic. Certain things you can't play with, and I feel like jealousy is one of them. I'm gonna keep it real. A friend of mine and I were talking one night, and he told me a verse in the Bible, and he said that jealousy is as cruel as the grave. That means a person or people can do some wild shit and make some crazy ass decisions. If you look at Shanquilla Robinson, Kanika Jenkins, and Selena, what do they all have in common? All of them passed away in a hotel. If you know somebody don't like you, if you know deep down in your heart a group of females don't like you, or anybody, or males that don't like you, don't go with them nowhere. Nowhere. While you thinking everything, gonna be all right, I'm gonna be good, and you got all these good intentions that everything gonna be all right, and you got people who you think you're cool with trying to take your ass up out of here. I just want to say, y'all, you can't play with everybody. If it look like a duck, if it smell like a rat, it's a rat. If it quack like a duck, it's a duck. Don't play with stuff like that. Jealousy is cruel as the grave. Nobody talks about when jealousy starts becoming demonic and evil, because when it comes down to jealousy, it is levels to that shit. It's definitely levels to that shit. And when somebody jealous of you, girl, they don't care about you being there for them. I can tell you plenty of people I've been there for. Then helped them, then been there for them, then fed them and their kids, they child too. I can tell you so many people. They don't care. Start accepting for people for who they are. If they feel a way about you, sis, if they feel a way about you, bro, that's that on that. Go ahead. You need to, what them scissors at? You need to go ahead and start cutting them off. It's not healthy and it's not safe. If you're watching this video right now, a lot of y'all already know in the back of your mind who it is you need to cut off. It's not cool, it's not healthy, and it's not safe. Go ahead and start making the right decisions, y'all, because you never know what's on somebody's mind, and you never know what somebody will do to you. Jealousy is cruel as the grave.
You know, most of us don't know it, but we're around people every day that smile in our face that actually hate us. And some of these people even live with us, man. Some of these people, they will come look at you, you know, whether it's on your job, whether it's in your family, you know, they'll look at you and smile and laugh and they'll spend time with you, but deep down they actually hate you. You know, I dealt with a situation with a person I was with for 13 years, and I had no idea that this person actually hated me. I mean, for 13 years, I never, you know, you would see glimpses of certain things, but I never had any idea of the magnitude of how much this person actually hated me. But they were able to smile in my face. You know, y'all remember that song called Backstabbers? You know what they do? They smile in your face all the time, want to take your place. Backstabbers. I mean, it's not something new, but it seems to be at an all-time high. You know, now that you can't even, you can't trust anybody. I mean, you can't trust anybody. I mean, and it's not, I'm not saying this in a negative way. I'm saying it so that you can keep your guard up, because you have to, you know, even the Bible talks about guarding your heart. Above all else, guard your heart, man, because people will come into your life, man, and will tear your heart up. And we give our trust away too easily to a lot of people. We just naturally trust people. How about just naturally not trusting people and letting them earn your trust? That doesn't mean treat them differently or treat them bad, but we automatically invite people into our space, automatically invite them into our homes, you know, and these people secretly hate us, man, you know, and that's a lot of times what goes on with a narcissist. When you're dealing with a narcissist, you're dealing with a person that secretly hates you, you know, secretly hates you. You know, so, you know, I'm saying this again, just for us to keep our guard up. You know, once you've been through so much, me at 57 years old, and I've seen a lot of stuff, and I've been in a lot of situations, you know, and there are a lot of good people in the world, but there are a lot of real bad people in the world, man, that only care about themselves, you know. And in these last days, I mean, you even have to watch the people that you're even sleeping with right next to you every night. I'm telling you, because they, and you know, a lot of times, you know, people that go out and cheat on you and do things like that, people who just don't care, you know, people who just secretly hate you, because nobody that loves you is going to go out and cheat on you and come back and smile in your face. These people secretly hate you. So it's like, we got to always be aware. We got to always realize that we're in soldier mode, that we're never in civilian mode, that this is a war out here. And I don't mean walk around your life always, you know, feeling hard and not enjoying your life. I'm just talking about using wisdom, because we walk and live amongst people who actually are very, very evil, and people hate you. So y'all be careful out here.
I never really see people talk about how being betrayed by a friend can really cause you to be closed off when it comes to making new friends. And I feel like that's what happened to me. Yeah, I had this friend. I loved her down. Like, consider her one of my best friends. You couldn't tell me nothing bad about her. We went to high school together, went to college together. I ended up leaving, and I went back home. I had a car, an apartment, a job, like, you know, the whole nine. She stayed in college and got her degree, which kudos to her. Like, I was proud of her. But when she came home, she moved back in with her parents, didn't have a car, a job, nothing like that. And it's not to down her, but it's important for the story. So seeing as I'm the one that had the place, had the car, I would always go and pick her up, bring her to my house, take her to go do things she needed to do. Stuff like that was never an issue. But she would make slick comments like, oh, you think you that because you got your car? Or I would say things like, okay, I'm about to get off the phone, I need to clean up. Oh, you just trying to brag that you got your own place. And I would always laugh it off, thinking that, you know, she just joking. The whole time she was for real. Now, like I said, all that aside, I loved her like a sister. Like, she was one of my best friends. I vented to her about a lot, and vice versa, you know. Why one day she called me and I declined it, or it went to voicemail, whatever the case may be. And a couple of days later, I called her back, just returning her call, trying to see what she had been up to. Why has she blocked me? Whole time, whenever my phone call was going to voicemail, I was just thinking, oh, she's busy. Like, I never would have assumed she blocked me. So I didn't think nothing of it. I just went on about my day. She's busy. So after a couple of days, I noticed like she never called me back. She never texted me back. So I text her like, hey girl, what's up? Text goes green. So I'm like, so I look her up on Instagram. I'm blocked on Instagram. So I got this fake page. So I go to my fake page, look her up. She on Instagram posting stories. So I message her, and she knows of my fake page. She know. So I message her. I'm like, what's tea? What's up? So she proceeds to tell me, you block people when they don't answer your calls, so I had to return the favor. Y'all, I never in life have blocked her. She's referring to men. Like, girl, you're not my man. What are you talking about? And before this, we had not had no issue. So it's like, girl, where is this coming from? So I'm asking her, like, girl, what are you talking about? And she's doing a lot of this. I'm like, okay, girl, it was never that deep, but I don't have to talk to you. So after I said that, she started going in, like talking about my personal business, sending me screenshots of her and her other friends talking about my personal business. Basically just going in. And at the time, I was newly pregnant. I was about 3 months pregnant. This girl told me, enjoy being a single mom. You thought you were all that with all of this and that, naming all of the things that I had. And then was just like, but yeah, you ended up being a single mom. Yeah, she thought she was eating, but she really wasn't eating, because I'm not even gonna like put her business out there. And then it's so crazy because she's a single mom now. Like, but it's just so crazy because there was no issue with me and her. There was no issue. We hadn't gotten into it. It was nothing. So I go to one of our mutual friends, and I'm talking to him about it. And he was quiet until he finally was just like, yeah, like, she been telling me all your personal business for months. I don't see how y'all been friends for this long. She really don't like you. And I'm just like, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy how you can have so much love for somebody whole time they don't like you. Also, pay attention to them little jokes, because people be meaning the stuff that they be saying. They can only hide it for so long before it starts coming out. It's up to you to decipher, like, yeah, this person needs to go.
If you think you have a fake friend in your circle, then 9 out of 10, you probably do. Let me tell you something about these friends. When friends fall out, it should be none of that subbing on social media, talking behind your friend back because y'all on bad terms. Because let me tell you one thing's for sure and two things for certain. Love do not turn into hate overnight, baby. And when you fall out with these friends, if the first thing they do is trying to tarnish your name, sub you on social media, bring the problem to social media, they was never your friend. Listen, guys, when friends have a genuine departure and you guys just no longer align, you guys just grown apart, it's okay. It's never no hate. Okay, it's just that you and that person no longer align. You still want to see that person win. You still want to see that person eat. Don't say I didn't tell you so. Protect your peace, protect your energy, and clear your circle from them fake ass bitches that y'all be hanging around. That part.
I really like the fact that anytime me and somebody stop being friends or we just fall off, it be just that. It ain't no weird posts on social media about each other. It ain't no fighting, and we not beefing. I'm not dogging your name out to nobody. I don't even bring you up. If you come up because somebody don't know that we not friends no more, because that's how real it is. Like, if you come up, you know, you come up, but it ain't no big thing like, oh, don't be, like, no, like, we just not friends, and that's just that. Like, that whole falling out and posting somebody underwear and talking shit about their kids and their family and spreading all their fucking business that they told you in confidence as your friend, that shit's weird. And it really takes a certain level of maturity to understand that it is what it is. Like, life goes on. The world don't end because you and somebody stop being friends, and it don't have to be no weird shit behind it. We just not friends. And I love that for me. I love that for us.
I know I can't be the only one that think that some of these people that they are talking about sound too familiar. Do you know anybody in your life who sound like some of the people that we've talked about on here so far? Go ahead in the comment section. I like to read your comments. What did you do in situations when you were dealing with people, when you finally found out that they didn't have any intentions on being your friend? They were just your enemy, staying close, trying to watch your every move, trying to get information on just things in your life so that they can then compare. When I'm talking to y'all, it's really making me remember times where I just blowed these things off. It was right in front of my face, but I just assumed that the people, the friends that I had at that time, I just assumed, okay, well, they really care about me and they genuinely just, they're just feeling a little maybe down. Maybe something's going on in their relationship, their marriage. So she's just upset with me because of this. No, I was seeing things like quietness. How dare I get my hair done? How dare I do my hair in a different style? I would do things like little things like that. Like, just in the middle of the night, I think of something like, you know what? Ooh, I just came up with this hairstyle, and I would get up, I don't care what time, especially in my younger years, and I would do my hair different styles, different things in the front going on. And when I would go around my friend, I had a friend that was just very envious, and I didn't realize it then. But some of the things that were being done and said, like, oh, why'd you do your hair like that? Why? It was always nothing like, oh, I would get that. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. But when I started to have incidences where I had a family member, my sibling, when I would go to her house and get braids in my hair, different hairstyles that my sister was very talented with her skills with doing hair. I would go get my hair done, spend time with my sister, have a great time. And I would notice when I would be around certain friends, that friend, it would be automatic, like, oh, you went to your sister's house this week? Oh, yeah, she did my hair. Okay. It was kind of like a quiet thing. Please, if you have that, run. There should be no reason why your friend is mad or upset or envious because you went to your sibling's house to get your hair done. It even got to the point where one time I was even told, hey, I think you spend a lot of time over there at your sister's house. And I'm thinking, where is that a problem? Where is that a problem? And that wasn't, I don't know. I can't even, when I think about in and around that time, because I remember my sister and I being pregnant around the same time. We both were, we were only like a month apart in our pregnancy. So yeah, we, were walking with each other, spending time. Yeah, we were experiencing something together at the same time. So I would spend time with my sister. She would do my hair. We'd go for a walk, have a little lunch. It wasn't my first child, but it was hers. So I wanted to help her with different things like, hey, if you walk, it might help with the pregnancy a little more, different things. So yes, but that made rage in and out of my friend. She was just not having it. She made it known, or she would get quiet, or she really didn't. Then she would say things, oh, I feel like we're being distance away. And when I think about that, that's not normal. That's not normal. This person had friends, other friends, they had family members, but there was something with myself, I would have to say, where it would always be something. And it's like eggshells. When you feel like you're walking on eggshells with your friends, you feel like, okay, if I get something, if I get something new, or it shouldn't be a comparison, it shouldn't be a competition, it shouldn't be, because most of the time, if I'm doing something for me, we're out, hey, I'm gonna do something for you, we're gonna, that's how it is with me and my friends. But when it comes to relationships, when you start to see your friends get jealous of relationships, and it seems like they're just quiet, distancing their self from you. Sorry, I'm getting tongue tied. But when they start doing that, and you're not that call anymore, you're not that text, hey, let's hang out, whatever the case might, oh, let's do something with the kids, now you're in a relationship. And I get it. In a relationship, I'm the type of person, I'm spending time with my man, and I had times where when I was doing that, spending time with my man, here and there, making time to spend with my friend, bringing the kids over, whatever the case might be. But there would be times where it was just, I feel like we're not spending enough time together anymore. I feel like, and I'm like, I'm in a whole relationship. But it started to seem like I was in a relationship with this person. It's almost like I was being treated like I was cheating on her. It's crazy to say, but it was just, the happiness for me was not on the same level as I was with her. Like, I could be happy in different moments, but man, new vehicle or anything like that, just, I've had that happen where I got a new vehicle and just didn't talk to me for a few days, was very quiet towards me. It was like, okay, I needed that vehicle because, yeah, I was having issues with my other vehicle. So when I started to see things like that, and it was questionable, and I started to distance myself years later, just started to distance myself, because I'm like, this can't be normal. This can't be normal. But yeah, it's just certain things that you have to look out for, just certain things that you will be able to know that this person is definitely not your friend. This person doesn't like you. They don't care about you. They just want to be close enough so that they can get information to then talk about you to their other friends. Kick your back in, or they just want to be close enough to try to compete. No friend is going to compete with you. It shouldn't be a competition. So I'm just, oh my goodness, just listening to some of these people and their stories and their advice, because they're giving good advice. And I'm not even, listen, this is not even just talking about female friends. I'm talking about male friends as well. Listen, I've had it. That same sister, trust, I don't know what it is about that one sister I have. Oh my goodness. Female friends, male friends who have said, oh, well, she doesn't really care about you. That's another thing. That's another tactic that those manipulators, those narcissists, those fake friends will try to use, because they want to make you feel like they're the only one that care about you out of everybody else in your life. So if somebody else is giving you attention or spending time with you, how dare they? Because they want you to feel like they're the only one that you could call on. How dare somebody else, like your sibling, actually call you on the phone? Hey, I gotta go, I'll call you back. My sister's calling. The next time you talk to that person, trying to bash your sister, and I'm like, this ain't that kind of party. I've had somebody tell me that, oh, you, if your sister is your go-to, you call your sister when you're going through something, oh, you're putting her higher than God. And I'm like, no, because before I call my sister, I call on God, Who told you that I first thing I do in the morning when I wake up is call them? No, I don't. I don't do that. My sister and I, we don't even talk every day, but we just have that relationship that when I want to and I need to call on her and I want to actually hear her voice, I can do that. If I just want to send a text, I can do that. But I guess what it is, they then will try to make it seem like nobody in your life actually cared about you. It's like they try to make you feel secluded, like they want to make you feel abandoned. Like, you know, oh, that person, they really didn't care. They didn't have your best interest. They weren't uplifting to you. And I'm like, how not? Tell me how this person doesn't care about me. I've known this person all my life. I've known you for X amount of time. And you're trying to tell me that out of all the people in my life, you're the only one that cares for me. And then I think about that and I'm like, well, if you're the only one that cares for me, how come when I talk to you sometimes or just being in and around you, I feel mentally drained? Because you then will try to pin everybody in my life that I have told you I cared about. Oh, this person, I've never had an issue with this person. You can tell that person, oh, I never had an issue with her. I never had an issue with him. And then they'll bring up a story from years ago that you shared with them. Well, what did they do when this happened to you? You could say, oh, well, you know, well, they were themselves, they couldn't do anything. Yeah, but they still should have did something. It's crazy. It's crazy how people will sit and try to be manipulative. They try to be the only one. They want to be the only one. And then when you push everybody else away that actually gave a damn about you, and you only have that one person in your life, then they keep manipulating. They see that, okay, I got you right where I want you. That's not of God. That is not. That person is toxic. That person just needs to be cut off. Fake friends, that's what we're talking about. I'm going on and on because clearly it's happened a couple times. And again, I'm okay with a small circle because I'd rather have real friends than them fake friends. Okay? I'd rather have real than fake. I'd rather have that, you know, when you see that rotten fruit, you know, those rotten, you know, you got those weeds growing like in your garden, you're gonna pick them out because you don't want them to choke the rest of your plants, right? You're gonna cut down that rotten fruit. You're gonna cut it down. It's time for us to weed out our garden. Let's get rid of those things that are choking us of our joy, of our peace. Okay, let's get rid of those people out of our life and let's prune down. Let's cut down those rotten fruit that are just spoiling the whole bundle. Let's get rid of them. Let's get rid of them because what value are they adding? But I'd like to see more. Let's dive into some more stories. I could go on and on about mine, but some of the things would just make your head spin that I actually tolerate it because I genuinely tried to see the good in people and I made excuses for why they were treating me a certain way. And my mother always told me everybody's not your friend. And you know what? If I didn't hear it in my younger years, I definitely experienced it. And she was darn right. Everybody's not your friend. Some people are just in your life for a season. They're in your life to try to see your moves. They want to see your moves because something about you is intimidating to them. Something about you. I talked about it earlier. I said you have a power. That's that intimidation. That's the God in you. That's your walk with God. And it just rubs their spirit the wrong way. And they just want to stay in and around you because that intimidation that they feel, it's just something about it. They're drawn to it. They don't like you, but they're drawn to what you're putting out there. But let's look at some more. I like to see more what other people have to say. Let's go.
Hey, look, I don't know who need to hear this, but if you got a friend that be saying little slick stuff, little slick hating stuff, cut them off right now. Don't even entertain it no more. Especially if the only time that they be doing stuff like that is when there's other people around or certain people you be noticing they personality change. Definitely stay away from that, because I don't do none of that phony stuff either, bro. Those will be the ones that do you in the worst, and you're going to end up mad at yourself more than anybody else because you done seen the signs early on and you ignored them, and then you're going to be sitting there looking at yourself like you stupid. I'm trying to save you the heartache and the pain of that even happening. I know it's going to be awkward, weird, difficult, whatever, to cut a person off after you been a certain level of cool, but if they really been on some slick hate and stuff, bro, it's a sign early on that they about to do some BS later on down the line, and it's gonna be way bigger than what's going on now, and you're gonna be sitting there looking stupid and feeling humiliated. 9 out of 10 probably humiliated because you didn't take the proper steps to move on past this person that was clearly showing you they not meant to be in your life, bro. And then one of the worst feelings be they'll do you in a way that you would never do them. And then, like, even if you wanted to retaliate and be petty and get your lick back, a lot of times when you're a genuine person and you pure, you still don't have it in you to even do it. So you just be feeling all weird and betrayed, you know what I'm saying? So before that happened to you, cut that hating motherfucker off, bro. For real.
I'm done being a one-sided friend. Like, I'm done being the friend that reaches out to you first. I'm done being a friend that, like, initiates plans first. I'm done being a friend, like, I'm not getting you a gift if you don't give me a gift. Like, that's just not happening. And I'm also not going to speak life and support your dreams and your goals if you're not speaking life into my dreams and supporting my goals. It's called reciprocity. Yeah. So I'm done being a one-sided friend. Yeah. Thanks.
Stay away from people who's cool with people who ain't cool with you. They play both sides. Facts.
Life is like an elevator. On the way up, sometimes it has to stop to let some people in and some people out. Be very, very careful with the kind of friends you are moving with. Fake friends will not like you to be better than them. They are like a shadow that follows you in the sun and leaves you in the dark. They are like brown snakes hiding in the brown grass. They will prevent you from having good friends. They will stab you in the back and smile when they see you. Fake friends are faster than witches because they know everything about you. In life, we never lose friends. We only learn who the true ones are. It's better to be alone than to be in bad company. You cannot hang out with negative people and expect positive results. Bad influence corrupts good manners. An actual situation will always expose a fake friend. Keep away from people who try to belittle your ambition. God is using me to deliver the message. If you have ears, you better listen. Beware of fake friends. Beware of them.
The biggest mistake I see people make when dealing with a narcissist is calling them out. And I know that feels like the right thing to do because you want to expose them and you want to make them see what they're doing and you want to prove to them and maybe even yourself that you're not crazy. But the second that you confront them, you don't actually win. You just trigger them, because when a narcissist feels exposed, they don't reflect, they retaliate. And they'll do things like gaslight, and they'll twist your words, and they'll turn the situation around until you're the one defending yourself. And before you know it, the conversation you started for clarity has turned into a psychological war zone where you're the one losing ground. So here's what you should do instead. You outsmart them and you confuse them, because narcissists rely on control and predictability. Like, they need to know exactly how you'll react. So when you don't respond how they expect and when you disrupt their game instead of playing into it, they lose their grip, they lose their shit. And that's how you take your power back. And here's how you do it. Number one, act like you don't understand their manipulations, because narcissists expect you to fight back and they expect you to get defensive. So instead, respond with something like, wait, what? That doesn't even really make sense, because now they're the ones scrambling and now they feel the pressure, because the moment you refuse to play by their rules, they start second guessing their own tactics. Number two, mirror and don't match, because narcissists manipulate through subtle control with tone, body language, and phrasing. So subtly mirror their words and gestures back to them, and this throws them off their balance, because suddenly They feel like they're the ones losing control of the conversation, and nothing unsettles a narcissist more than uncertainty. Number 3, starve their ego with emotional detachment, because narcissists feed off reactions like frustration, anger, and tears, so give them nothing. Meaning no over-explaining, no emotional outbursts, no proving your point. Basically, stay calm, stay neutral, and most of all, stay unbothered. Because the moment they realize they can't get under your skin, their power over you disappears. Number 4, set boundaries, but don't fight to be understood, because narcissists push limits just to see what they can get away with. So set your boundaries and repeat them calmly and consistently, but here's the key. Don't expect them to respect or understand, because you're not setting boundaries to change them. You're setting boundaries to protect yourself. And the moment they realize there's nothing left to control, they'll move on. Here's the truth. You will never beat a narcissist at their own game, but you can make them powerless in yours, because narcissists don't just manipulate. They need to know they've manipulated you. And when you refuse to give them that validation, when you stop reacting, stop explaining, and stop trying to be understood, they lose interest, and that's how you win.
I'm like a pro at spotting fake friendships just because I've had so many. So these are the things that people usually do when they're like a hater or envious of you, don't really like you, or all of the above. First thing's definitely gonna be these backhanded compliments. When people don't really like you like that, it's gonna be very hard for them to give you a compliment, congratulate you, celebrate your wins with you. It's always gonna be something petty that they have to say. A lot of times, especially me, I like to push things to the side and be like, oh, nah, you know, she didn't really mean it in a negative way. Nah, sis, she did. Number 2 is that they are never ever there for you. When you need them, they pull a Houdini and they are gone. You'll be there, you'll support them. If they need help, they call you, pick up the phone, like you a good friend. But when it's time and the roles are reversed and you are in need of help, oh, forget it. You can't find them. You calling them, you texting them, they are gone. They're not there for you. I also like to lump this in with people who like to use you. Like, they will use you for all the resources that you have to offer. But again, when it's time to pour into you or offer you stuff, they just don't have anything to offer, really. The thing that I noticed with fake friendships is like, it's almost a mini competition. Like, they always try to one up you. Like, it's tit for tat. You do something that they have to do something that's 10 times better than you. I'm all for friendly competition. You know, there ain't nothing wrong with that. But when you start to take things to a different level and it's just like we competing to see who's better, who's the baddest, who's this, that, the third, I'm just not into that. I don't got no time for that. Another sign for me is when they never invite you like anywhere. Like, they will plan things with everyone but you. And people will be asking you, oh, did so-and-so invite you to this event? And you'd be like, oh no, they never tell me anything. And then it's just like, oh, really? Those are the signs that usually appear when somebody's about to just jump off a cliff and just tank the whole entire friendship. So yeah, the signs don't lie. Those signs never fail me. I can usually spot a fake friend from like a mile away. So yeah.
So these are a few signs that a person is not your real friend. Number 1, they treat you almost like they're the main character and you're their entourage. You definitely see it in women's groups, but especially male friend groups. Almost like a diva mentality where you notice they always have or purposely have friends that's beneath them and never equal or above. Because if they are with someone that's equal or above, the light doesn't really shine only on them. It's equally across the board. That's why those friendships never last, because once the person that's quote unquote beneath them see their own value, then that person that feels like they're the main character has to constantly humble them because they don't want to be outshined. That's their own inner issues. Number 2, this doesn't apply to all, but not trying to be funny. Again, this doesn't apply to all, but women who have like a hoish 3 or 4 aesthetic and they center their lives around men and what they can do for them, they try to humble you around other men so again, they can have the light on them. Or if y'all was to ever have a falling out, they will go after that man, especially if you ever shared good things about your man that he's done for you, or if y'all having a tough patch in your relationship. This is why you have women that will backdoor you, like sleeping with your man or your baby daddy or whatever, or sliding in his DMs. But I will talk about that in another video in depth. Number 3, she wants you to be your do girl or do boy. Even though I'm mostly talking to the women, they want you to like always drop everything for them, but they could never drop anything for you. Why, especially why women get into it around birthdays. That's how you really know who your real friend is, where they'll show up. They expect for you to show up all out in gifts and posting them on their birthday, but for your birthday, they half-ass show up, they come late, they all of a sudden busy. Number 4, you don't feel emotionally safe around them, where you feel like if you was to share your vulnerable side, they will go back and talk about you. Especially, this is why when you get around their friends, why their friends always kind of treat you a certain way. They treat you based off of how that person feels about you. They gatekeep opportunities or resources that will elevate your life. Again, back to number 1, they don't want you to be on the same level as them. Number 6? They're constantly always in competition with you, almost mimicking you, but trying to make it seem like it was their original idea, like they're the better option, especially around men.
With women that don't have a ton of friends, and let me explain. First of all, we can walk in a room and feel the tension and the vibes and the energy before anybody says a word, and we get a bad feeling. Second of all, we don't entertain drama. If it doesn't bring peace or some kind of purpose, what's the point? Third of all, we've been betrayed by the people that we've loved the most and given to the most, so now we just move with caution. Fourth of all, we're not desperate, we're not lonely, we just would rather be alone than be with fake friendships. Fifth of all, we don't need a crowd or tons of people to feel validated, and this scares people away because they need a lot of people to feel validated. Sixth of all, we're not easily fooled. We've studied and experienced lots of fake versus real relationships, and we are not going backwards. Seventh of all, our peace is sacred. If we let somebody in, we feel them spiritually, and we feel them that they're not going to hurt us and disturb our peace. Eighth of all, we've learned that not every friend out there is your friend. A lot of them will clap for you and still be your frenemy. Ninth of all, we've learned small talk and shallow energy drains us. We crave real connection or none at all. 10, we're not desperate. We move off discernment, and people tend to look at us like we are standoffish, and this is not the case. And just because we don't have a lot of friends doesn't mean we are antisocial. We just are very careful and protecting our peace, and are finally at peace and don't want anything to disturb it as we move towards goals and personal fulfillment. I hope this helps. Love y'all, and God bless you.
I'm not finna be fake with nobody like that. You either my friend or you not. I'll see you in passing, and we cool.
Baby, they're mad at you because you're consistent. See, they're mad at you because you're disciplined. They sitting up, they waiting on you to quit. They waiting on you to stop, but you can't because it's naturally who you are. This is really what you do. They might drive better than you. They might live better than you. They travel more than you. You be trying to figure out why you hating on little old me. It's that consistency, baby. It's not what's on you. It's what's in you. You was born with this thing and they can't take it. Now that's a flex.
Stay away from people who act like a victim in a problem that they created. There are people like that in the world, or some of you obviously know some of them. But they act like a victim in a problem that they created. That's gaslighting. There are people that do that. My antidote to that is this. Spend more time with people with whom you have a common future instead of a common past.
So your narcissistic or toxic friends cannot wait to turn their backs on you. And of course, if you're new here, I'm actually a diagnosed narcissist. Toxic narcissistic friends are extremely jealous of you in every way imaginable, y'all. They only want to see you succeed if they can ride your coattails, or they can take credit for your success or benefit from it. But once that jealousy and those insecurities bubble to the surface, they will absolutely turn on you, y'all, and try to ruin your career, ruin your life, ruin whatever they are attached to in your life. They'll try to take your partners from you. They'll try to sleep with your friends, and they will do whatever it takes to try to bring you down, to try to knock you off of this pedestal that they probably have put you on. Like your toxic BFF might have started off the friendship love bombing you and pretending to have very, very similar interests as you. But it was a ploy to get closer to you. Once your usefulness runs out, they will turn on you. And once they turn on you, buckle your safety belts. You're going on for a bumpy ride, y'all.
I just want to say, a lot of y'all better tread lightly and be careful who you messing with. And I'm going to tell you what I mean by that. A lot of people pray a whole lot. A lot of people are well connected with the Most High. And y'all out here thinking you going to just handle them any kind of way, talk to them any kind of way, treat them any kind of way, and you think you going to be blessed? Now, I know it's a cliche that people like to say, God don't play about me. But that saying is so true, because there are people that he truly don't play about. So you wondering why bad stuff is happening to you. You can't prosper. You can't make ends meet. You don't know why you stuck and stagnant. Check yourself. Check the way you handle people. That's probably why. Touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm, honey. Stop playing with people. You don't know the rank people hold in the spiritual realm. You better leave people alone. You better leave people alone.
If I could say anything about what we just watched with the different people talking and all, I would say that they all pretty much had one thing in common. A lot of them mentioned the same thing, that they had a friend who, or they knew people who would stay around for years just to find out that they didn't like them. I was hearing that a lot in some of the videos, and I don't know, again, I don't know what it is about some people where you're going to waste something so precious like time. You're going to waste something so precious like time. I was hearing some interesting things where they say, you know, they were saying, okay, the people who have all the friends, you just see them with all these friends. And, you know, years ago in school, you would think, okay, that's the popular kid. That's the person who's popular. But they're saying on here, some people were saying, you know, those are the ones you got to look out for, because they tend to have different levels of friends. They'll have you as a friend, but then they'll have another group and they won't invite you with them, and then they'll talk about you, but yet then they'll be in your face. And it's just, I don't know. You guys ever experienced that? Let me know. Go ahead in the comment section. I would love to read about your fake friends. Yeah, I would like to read about them and seeing how you guys stepped away from them. Or is it something that you couldn't walk away from and you kind of keep them a little distant? Are you still friends with them, and do you just maneuver differently now that you know who they are? And for those who watch this video and you have people in your life that remind you of some of the kinds of friends we just talked about on here, maybe it's time to evaluate that. Maybe what you're actually thinking when you're around this person, if you're going home and you're feeling drained after seeing this person, or I remember just even going on double dates with a friend that I had, and I don't know what it was, but it seemed like every time that I would double date with her and her boyfriend at the time, we'd go home mad at each other. My boyfriend and I would then leave the restaurant or leave wherever we were and be mad at each other, arguing. And I would just be in there, like, we'd go in there happy. And her boyfriend would be near my boyfriend talking, guys, stuff. We're over there. And her whole thing was to say, oh, why was this phone just ringing? Who's that? You better watch it. Look at that. But it started to be like, you're worrying about everything that my boyfriend's doing. And it's kind of like she was playing us against each other. Like everything he was doing, we were on a double date. And then when I'm in the car with him, I'm looking at him side-eyed. I'm looking at him like he's doing things sneaky, when it was just her trying to play us against each other. Because how dare he step into my life and take some of my time, and then that's taking time away from her. It's like she had to have me 24/7 to herself, which is something, guys, that's not healthy. You got to get away from people like that. They just want to be able to control. They have to control every aspect of your life. If any of this sounds familiar to you, I want you to know that it's time to distance yourself. That's not healthy. Think about that for a minute. You had people in here, the one guy saying he had a coworker he thought he was friends with for like almost 13 years, I believe it was. And just to find out the coworker never liked him, but pretended to be his friend, smiled in his face. He referenced the song Backstabbers from back in the day. They smile in your face and want to take your place. That's exactly what that is. So imagine going to this person's house for dinner. Imagine having your children dropped off to this person and you trusting this person in and around your family, in and around your food, and they hate you. That's not healthy. That's not good in any way, shape, or form. So it's time to get rid of those fake friends, those fake people, those people who they don't like you, they don't love you, they don't care about you. So stop wasting your time with them. Because you go ahead and do that, because I'm doing that as well. Don't think for 1 second I'm giving you advice that I'm not taking for myself. I'm definitely doing that because it's just the season for it. It's the season for it. No longer will I sit and be manipulated over and over again by narcissists. They are out here. They are out here. And sometimes the very people who will sit and talk to you for hours are narcissists themselves. They are manipulative. They are just trying to bring you down. It's almost like they use brainwashing tactics. And if you don't agree with them, if you don't agree with things that they're saying, oh, they're going to tear you down. How dare you, like I said earlier, how dare you walk right? How dare you try to do things the right way? How dare you have growth in your life? Because now I don't want to be able to see you do good. I don't want to see you succeed. I want to see you stressed out. I want to see you feeling down about yourself so then I can kick your back in more. You ever have people that do that? I think I mentioned that a little bit earlier, where you give them a call and you're feeling down and you're like, wow, this just happened. I just wanted to let you know. And then they will turn the whole conversation to negative. So when you feel even more drained getting up on where you should have been uplifted, you should have had some kind of positivity from the conversation, but the whole conversation was draining and you don't know what was worse, the reason that you called them for, or now just talking to them. So it's like, okay, it is time to get rid of these people. And I bet you when you start to do that, you'll see they'll try to retaliate. Go ahead and do better for yourself. Go ahead and do better for yourself. Have growth in your life. That friend, that fake friend, is going to be like, I don't like the new you. I don't know. You just don't seem like yourself. You don't seem like yourself. Oh, or they'll be quick to call you fake. Oh, you don't have any growth. You're who you are. Yeah. And the same people who are saying this call themselves a child of God. They'll say, I'm a child of God, but then you're telling me that I don't have any change in my life because I'm trying to have positivity. Instead of encouraging me, like, I'm glad to see that you are trying to do better for yourself. I'm glad to see that you are no longer that person that you were back there. Instead of them saying that, they will say, no, you can't change. You'll never change who you are. That's the devil. That's not of God. They're calling herself a child of God, and that's not what a child of God would say. That's not how they would move. So you get rid of those people. I don't know who they're serving, but it's not the Most High. But let's go. I took enough of your time. I appreciate you. This definitely opened my eyes to some more things, and I thought I was doing good by pruning down the branches over here, getting rid of those rotten fruit, going and picking those weeds out of my garden and making sure that I don't have anything that's choking me over here, because you know what? It's just too draining. 'Tis the season to get rid of these fake friends. Let's do it. Took enough of your time, but I appreciate you. Thank you so much for stopping by LUKE-N-SHAE'S place. Your mental health is important. As always, I want you to know a positive mentality is a destined reality. Stay positive. Stay focused. Stay away from those fake people. And I bet you your smile will just be shining. Stay away from them and stay blessed. Until next time, take care.